All right, looks like we are officially live. Welcome, everybody, to my weekly Sunday live stream where I'm going to be answering your questions. So, whatever questions you guys have for me, feel free to leave it there in the chat box. I always look forward to doing these live streams. It has been a little bit, and I apologize about the delay. Last weekend, it was just so chaotic. It was just a crazy weekend I had in Kansas City, and we didn't get home until late last weekend. I was playing out there, and it just took a while to get back, and I was just exhausted. So I was really jet lagged after that trip, and I just really needed the rest. So I just had to delay last week's live stream to this week. But here I am. I'm always really excited to be doing these, and these live streams are truly a donation of time. I don't make anything off of these live streams, so if you guys would like to support the channel, be sure to check out all the links that I have down below in the description box. I honestly just like to donate my time here on YouTube to just show my appreciation to everybody out there that watches my videos and supports my music and my art. It just really means the world to me, and this community is just absolutely amazing. I've met so many really cool people from here on YouTube that support my channel and love the show, and I've met so many people here in Nashville, all over the world. And I'm also teaching people from all over the world. So it's just amazing what this whole thing has really turned into. And I couldn't do it without you guys. So I'm forever thankful to everybody out there. And that's why I like to donate my time here on YouTube with doing these live streams. So again, if you would like to support the channel, be sure to check out all of those links down below. And, if you guys have any questions for me, once again, feel free to leave it there in the chat box. I'd be happy to answer. I've been busy. I've been working a lot. I've been doing a lot of in-town gigs, and I've been teaching a lot. And I've just been recording. I've been writing. I've been also working on my lead vocal skill. I've been trying to get better at singing. And if you haven't checked out my video that I posted today, be sure to check that out. I've really been working hard at it. I am learning this really cool tune that I just absolutely love, and I just wanted to go for it, man, and just try it and try to sing. And I actually posted it here on YouTube and on my social media accounts and stuff, and I've gotten a lot of really good feedback actually, which has been really cool. For me as a player, as a guitar player here in Nashville, I've done a lot of background stuff, in full band settings, where it's maybe harmony or just background vocals in general. But I've never done lead vocals, so this is a first time for me with doing this, and man, it's just been really cool. So I'm really digging it, and I've gotten a lot of really good feedback. So again, go and check out that video, and I would love to hear your feedback on it. So whatever advice you guys have, or if you guys like how I sound, I really would appreciate feedback for sure, just so I can make little tweaks to it. But I've really been practicing it, and I'm really happy with how it's really come out. So go and check out that video. And what else have I been up to? Really just working a lot. I've been playing a bunch. I've been teaching a bunch. My students are really kicking ass, and it's just been amazing to see all of my students grow. They are so much better than when they first started off with me. It's incredible how much growth that I've seen in my students. It's just been absolutely amazing. And, I've had students now since I started up the one-on-ones, which is like about a year ago, or I think it has been a year now, actually, at this point already. It's hard to believe, man. The time just flies by, but it's just amazing to see how much better that they are at playing guitar, and they're just so much better musicians. It's just incredible. So it's been really, really rewarding to do this, and man, it's just been amazing. I teach people from all over the world, all over the US, all over. So it's really, really cool. And if you yourself are interested, be sure to hit me up. Hit me up at jkm4231@gmail.com. The system that I use for these one-on-ones, it's actually this exact setup that I use here on these live streams, and for my videos. It's all shot on a 4K definition camera. It's all pro video and pro audio. And what's just so cool with these lessons is that you'll actually get a recorded copy of the lesson itself at the very end. So you could just simply download the video once I send you the link, and you could rewatch the lesson as many times as you want. So it's a really amazing system, and it just works so well. I mean, it's literally as if we were sitting right next to each other in real time. There's no freezing up, there's no glitching up, there's no BS with it. It really, really works. So again, send me an email at jkm4231 at gmail.com. It's also linked down below in the description box there. So just send me an email, and I'd be happy to get you some more information on that. But once again, folks, if you guys have any questions for me on this live stream, feel free to leave it there in the chat box. It looks like right now we have a little bit of a smaller crowd right now, but it's all good. Hopefully we can get some more people joined up here. And these live streams are really all about the engagement. And if you are tuned in right now, be sure to hit the like button. I always forget to mention this in my live streams, but it really does help out with getting these live streams out there. So if you are joined up here, be sure to hit the like button, and it really does help with these live streams. So make sure you do that. And again, if you guys have any questions for me, feel free to leave it there in the chat box. I'm trying to think of what else is going on. I mean, for me, I've got a really, really busy week coming up here. A lot of playing. I'm doing a lot of stuff in town, and then I'm playing in Detroit, Michigan on this weekend. I'll be up there Friday and Saturday. I'm actually leaving on Thursday night to get up there, so that should be cool. But yeah, other than that, just teaching a bunch and, just making a bunch of videos. But let's see here. Looks like we got James in the house. Hey, James, how's it going? Thanks so much for being here. Really appreciate it. Says here, I can't believe that video on the Gibson acoustic with the loose truss rod. Yeah. Isn't that crazy? Yeah. It's mind-blowing, man. It's mind-blowing, and like, you just try to trust the process, and you just trust the fact that, like, everything is set up, and, it should be good to go, especially when you're spending $3,000 on an instrument. I mean, it's just crazy, man. It is just crazy. And that's literally how I knew, because my high E string started fretting out, and I was like, oh man, this neck is moving around on me. So I took off the truss rod cover, and what do you know, man, that truss rod was way loose, man. It was so loose. It was crazy. So it just takes a lot of time, for that neck to settle, because, you really got to think about it, right? Like, there's never been any tension on the truss rod at all. And this neck has just been a wild card, man. It's just been moving around the whole time since it was made, since it was sitting at the dealer. And even when I bought it, it was still moving around. So once you add tension to it, it's not going to completely fix the issue, but you have to add tension to it and just let the neck just settle. Let it just work itself out and let it just do its thing. And then eventually, once the neck settles, then you can loosen it back up and then, adjust it to wherever you want and to taste. And, obviously adjust it so that you can get rid of that buzz. But yeah, it's pretty wild. I mean, it's pretty mind blowing, that they could charge $3,000 for an instrument. And, that's seriously going on with it. I mean, it's just mind blowing. And how that passes quality control and goes through all of those hands, all those people that build the instrument, and for them to not even see that the battery, the Velcro has barely any adhesive on there. I mean, so the battery just blew off, It's just crazy, man. I mean, again, for $3,000, like, it should be dialed in. It should be ready to go right out of the box. So, pretty wild. But James also says here, I live outside of Detroit. Where are you playing? Yeah, man, for sure. I am playing over at, I believe it's like this outdoor stage, which is for the Detroit Tigers. It's like right outside of Tin Roof is the club there. So it's just a cover gig this weekend. But we're doing Friday and Saturday. And I believe Friday we're playing at like 1 p.m. So it is during the day. And then I don't know with Saturday what all the details are. But send me an email and I'll shoot you over the details. And well, actually, you actually have my number, so just hit me up, for sure. But yeah, it's funny, man, that the timing of this, because I was like, man, I was thinking about you, because I know that you are outside of Detroit there, so I was gonna hit you up. But yeah, definitely come on out for sure, and should be pretty fun. I guess they do this big thing, and I've done it in the past for the Tigers. They have this big like opening week celebration downtown there in that whole area, and they had. I know it was at least the last time it was like this outdoor stage that I had played, and it was actually pretty cold the last time I played there. I remember that. But yeah, I believe this is the same exact thing that I did, many years ago. So come on out though, for sure. It should be fun. So oh man. But yeah, folks, it's just been really incredible here in Nashville. I've been super busy. I've been working a lot. I've been teaching a lot, and I've been working on my singing, and I'm really trying to get better at singing lead. I'm really trying to practice it. I'm trying to get better at it, and I'd honestly like to get in the studio and try to record a song and literally play down everything myself. I'd like to be able to sing this stuff, obviously play guitar, play bass, and even play drums on it as well. I think that would just be really cool, and that's definitely a goal of mine for sure, and it's something I'm working on. And I do play drums as well. I'm not like a professional drummer by any means, I'm very much a hack at it. But, I do love playing drums too, it's fun. So I think that would be really cool to just like be able to say that I played all of the instruments on the music. So stay tuned for all that. I've been writing a lot, and again, I'm really working on my singing. So be sure to check out again the video I just posted today. I was just having some fun this morning. I just threw up the camera and recorded that in one take. And I just kind of thought about it, and I was like, I'm going to share this with everybody and get some people's opinions on this, and see what you guys think of my voice. And so far, so good. I've gotten a lot of good feedback, and it's just been really cool. I'm completely self-taught. So, I just, sing and just, listen in, obviously. And I have a very good ear, so I'm able to hear like, that's a little pitchy or that's a little off or whatever. So, I've really been practicing it though. So it's been really cool. And be sure to check that out, and check out all my other videos as well. I have a lot of really great content up there, a lot of cool videos, and the channel's just been growing like crazy. So I really appreciate everybody's support once again. And folks, again, if you guys have any questions for me in this live stream here today, it's all about you guys. It's all about whatever you guys want, and I just really donate my time just to hang out with everybody, and just again show my appreciation to everybody out there that watch my videos. I really do appreciate it so much, and again, this community is just absolutely amazing. So I'm forever thankful to everybody out there that supports me. I could not do this without you guys. So, it really means the world to me. But let's see. We have Bog in the house. Hey, man, how's it going? Thanks so much for being here. Says here, opinion on fish. Man, I'm not too hip with fish. I'm not familiar with their material. I'm not sure. So, I don't really have one. I don't really have a good educated opinion because I'm just not familiar with them, really. So, good question, though. And we have Soldano in the house. Hey, man, how's it going? Thanks so much for being here. Says here, great stuff, Justin. I wish I sang more when practicing. What kind of interface and DAW are you using to mix your stuff? Good question. Yeah, man, that's so important to sing when you're playing, even as you're soloing. It's really good to just sing along with your guitar playing, because it really connects you with your soloing, and I got this off of George Benson. He's a huge influence on me. I love his playing, and this is something that he does all the time in his guitar playing. He'll actually sing along as he's soloing, so that this way, it forces you to think more like a vocalist would, right? Where like, because the whole thing with playing guitar is you can play a million notes, and as long as your fingers don't get tired or your hand gets tired, you could just keep playing. It doesn't matter. Whereas with singing, you got to breathe, man. There's a lot of separation, and it's just really good to do that when you're playing guitar. Sing along, even if the pitch is not totally dead on. It's still okay, because it's again forcing you to think about separation. So really, really important. But let's see, what kind of interface and DAW are you using? Yeah, So I use all of the Universal Audio stuff. I have the Apollo Twin that I have just for whenever I'm out on the road, and if I just want to be able to just have a very small recording setup, it's really cool because the Twin Duo is very small. It's very portable, so you could actually throw it into a backpack, and man, it's great. I mean, the Apollo stuff, it just works so well. And so I've got one of those, but I run that with an XAP as well. So I have a lot of processing power, a lot of DSP available, and man, it just tracks so well, and the plugins are amazing on it. So it's just absolutely excellent, man. So I really recommend that stuff. And for the DAW, I'm using Logic Pro. So I'm familiar with Logic. I like it. It's very easy to use, and just works great. So it's really what I'm familiar with. But let's see. We have Ty in the house. Hey Ty, how's it going? Says here, Justin, good to see you. Good to see you as well, bro. Thanks so much for being here. Really appreciate it. And we've got Scott in the house. Hey Scott, how's it going? Thanks so much for being here. Says here, George Benson sings along with his solo on Broadway. Yeah, he does this all the time, all the time. And it's really good to do that as a guitar player. It's really good, because it really gets you to focus in on your solo, and you're really connected with what you're playing, because it's coming from the heart. You're singing along. You're really connected with your actual solo. And that's something that guitar players really don't do at all. A lot of people get so caught up in trying to play fast, and like they're trying to like impress somebody or whatever. But I would much rather hear somebody play 4 or 5 notes that are perfectly in tune, that are just really played from the heart, rather than hear somebody play a million notes and it just kind of goes over your head. And also the other thing is when people go in to play fast, it's very sloppy, and I cannot stand that kind of guitar playing. It's awful, just absolutely awful. If you're gonna play fast, man, you got to make sure that you can hear all of the notes. You can pick all of the notes. That's also another thing. I much rather prefer somebody pick every single note rather than play legato. It to me sounds so much better when you're playing fast. Pick every single note and make sure that it's totally clean and you're really hitting every single note as you are playing fast. People that play fast, a lot of guitar players are very, very sloppy with it, and it just sounds terrible in my humble opinion. But anyways, we got a super chat here from James. Thanks so much, James. Says here, Dog Fund. Thanks so much, James. Really appreciate that. Give you some sound effects. Thank you, James. Really appreciate it. And once again, folks, if you guys would like to support the channel, be sure to check out all of the links that I have down below in the description box. Or you can send a super chat here, just like James did. Or, I also have a Venmo and a PayPal tip jar. I mean, any and all support is really appreciated because I make absolutely nothing on these live streams. So, any and all support is really appreciated. And again, be sure to check out all of that stuff. I offer one-on-one online lessons. I have a Venmo and PayPal tip jar. I even put out some music that are just YouTube intros that I've written for videos over the time of doing this. And you can purchase that if you want, or if you're looking to buy some kind of music gear. I'm a Sweetwater Music affiliate partner, so anything that you guys are looking to buy, you can literally click the link, and I just get a small little commission off of the sale. It doesn't cost you guys anything extra. It is just a really cool way to support the channel. So if you're looking to buy a deluxe reverb or some kind of pedal or a new guitar or something, man, just click the link, and I just get a small little commission. And again, it does not cost you anything extra. So check that out for sure. And let's see, we've got Scott here. Scott says here, looks like your Marshalls are back. Yeah, man. That was kind of a story. Well, yeah, it is definitely a story. I guess maybe I shouldn't mention it, or maybe I will, I guess. Yeah, fuck it. You know what? Whatever, I will. What happened with that, man, is I had all this stuff consigned over at Carter Vintage, and they tried to scam me out of about $600 off of a matchless that I sold there. And they just really did not treat me well at all, and I thought it was really sketchy. So I just pulled everything out of there, and I brought it all back. You know, I have somebody interested that wants to buy my base spec Marshall, but right now I have the 50-watt lead spec, and then that's the 100-watt there, the super lead there. So I just decided after that to pull everything out from them, and I just took everything back, and you know, it's all good. I mean, there's no bad blood or anything, but I just thought that was really strange, and yeah, I just really didn't appreciate that at all. So yeah, I definitely, you know, they ended up following through with it, you know, and they did agree to pay me the right amount, which was good. So everything is settled, everything is good. But I just didn't really like what they did there, man. I really didn't appreciate it at all. And so I just decided to pull everything out. And yeah, that's that. So I just decided to take everything back, and you know, I could just sell it myself. So, and you know, the stuff is all good, man. It's all great stuff. You know, everything's original. You know, that 50-watt lead spec is like in collector grade condition. I mean, it is really, really nice. The base spec is really nice. I mean, that's in like collector grade condition as well. The 100-watt super lead is all original too, man. I mean, it's all really, really good stuff, man. And man, I just love these old Marshalls so much too. You know, it's hard for me to sell this stuff. You know, I love them, man. They sound so good, and it's just hard for me to let go of. You know, that was kind of another whole thing too. But yeah, with that whole deal with the matchless, I was like, yeah, I don't want to keep going down this road here with doing this consignment thing, man. I didn't like that at all. It was really sketchy. So, but let's see here. Bog says here, scammed, shaking my head. Yeah, I mean, it was a you know, definitely scam for sure. But I mean, they did follow through and they made it right. So, you know, it's all good. You know, it's totally fine. But anyways, yeah, folks, so there's that there. Once again, if you guys have any questions for me, feel free to leave it there in the chat box, and you know, I'd be happy to answer. And once again, if you guys would like to support the channel, be sure to check out all of the links that I have down below. You know, if you guys want to throw a little love in the Venmo tip jar, or the PayPal tip jar, or even a super chat here in today's live stream, you know, it really makes a huge difference, and any and all support is really, really appreciated. Let's see, Soldano here says, I sang melodies back to some anime soundtracks to play them on the guitar. I recorded with an SSL interface and dual mics into Pro Tools. Recording myself is embarrassing. You know, man, but the thing is with recording yourself, it's a really good way to improve your playing, your singing, whatever it is that you're working on, you know, because you can record yourself and listen back to it. You know, I encourage all of my students to do this. You know, record yourself, listen back to it, because, you know, at the time that you're recording this part or whatever it is you're singing, whatever it is you're doing, you know, you're focused in on just really delivering that part, right? But it's great when you can just record yourself and then really sit down and just listen back to it without focusing in on anything else, just focusing in on just how it sounded. You know, and it's a really good way to improve, you know. Something that a lot of guitar players do too that they don't even realize is the amount of vibrato that they use on every single note. It's also another thing, man, that is just a pet peeve of mine for sure, is the amount of vibrato that a lot of players use. And I think a lot of that comes from the whole YouTube thing. Like, I think a lot of people that watch a lot of YouTube guitar content, that listen in to these players, you know, they pick up on how much vibrato that a lot of these players use, and it is a big thing here on YouTube. I mean, a lot of people using a lot of vibrato for sure, and I can really hear that, man, when I hear somebody play with just that much vibrato on every single note, man. It's definitely pretty gnarly, but that said, you know, again, recording yourself is so important, man. It's so important to, you know, keep developing, so, as a musician. But let's see. I think I was here. Yeah, I was here. Yep. Bog says here 76 Strat or 76 Les Paul Custom. Man, I would say neither. I would literally just play a reissue before that normally. I mean, I used to have a 76 Custom, you know? Actually, that was like my first vintage guitar that I got when I was working at a Bukovac's shop. I paid $1,000 for it. And yeah, it was a 76 Les Paul Custom. It was just a boat anchor, man. It was so heavy. And the pickups just didn't sound good either. I mean, you know, back in those days, it was cool. You know, it was a great way to get started in the whole vintage guitar world. And I paid like next to nothing for it. You know, I paid $1,000 for it. That's it. And I mean, I ended up selling that guitar for, I think it was just like 2 years ago. I sold it off and I made like $4,000 on it. So it was really good. But yeah, man, I mean, to be honest, like where I'm at nowadays, I wouldn't even play either. I would just play a reissue before playing that. You can get lucky, you know, and find like an early 70s, like a 71 or, you know, 70 Les Paul Custom or something like this that is really cool and sounds great. And, you know, those pickups are cool. Some of them can be good, but man, that's a pretty gnarly decade for Gibson and Fender. You know, but that said, I am back in the 80s. They started making really good stuff. Like they have the Shaw pickups. I actually have an 80 Les Paul Custom that is really, really great guitar, man. It sounds and plays killer. I mean, that's a really good guitar. So in the 80s, I'm back in. But the 70s, man, I try to stay away from that decade from Fender and Gibson, man. It's pretty gnarly for sure. Those instruments are crazy. I mean, even like Fender, man, they were using like furniture wood and stuff to build Strats. I mean, it was just like gnarly. So, but let's see. Scott says here, 76 Custom. Everyone has a Strat, but not many have a Custom. Cool. Yeah, man. To each their own. Let's see. Soldano says here, recording definitely made me more self-conscious and forced growth. Yeah, definitely. Yep, it definitely will, man. You know, once you're under the microphone, man, you can hear every little nuance, man, every little thing, every little detail. So it's really important, and that's great practice. So, but yeah, man, some really great engagement here in today's live stream, folks. Thank you guys so much. I really appreciate it. You know, some really great questions and, you know, just really, really great people. I see a lot of familiar names here and very, very loyal community here. I've got to say, man, it's really amazing, you know. And once again, I really appreciate everybody out there that supports me and watches this channel. It just really, really means so much to me. But let's see. We have Godson in the house. Hey, Godson, what's going on, man? Good to see you. Says here, hello, Justin. Nice Marshall furniture back there. Have a nice afternoon. Thanks, Godson. Yeah, man, I appreciate it. You as well. Yeah, these Marshalls are kick-ass, man. They're great. I mean, the 100-watt super lead is really good. You know, the 50-watt lead spec is also really good. I love the bass spec one, too. You know, they're all really good. It's looking like the bass spec is going to be sold, so I got to get that together. But yeah, right now I have the lead spec 50-watt. I have the 100-watt super lead. And what other? Oh yeah, and then I also have the 412, the original 412. The it's a 68 basket weave with the 30s in there. So really, that's a great sounding cabinet, man. Oh, it's amazing. Let's see. Bog says here mid 70s T-tops. Man, yeah, I think they were still using T-tops in that year. I'm trying to remember. It's been a long time, man, since I've had one. But T-tops definitely would be in the, you know, early 70s, like 70, 71. So those are really good sounding, man. Those T-tops are great, man. They're very open, very clear sounding, very low output, which is what I really like. Of course, the ultimate is going to be the patent sticker or PAFs. Of course, PAFs are the ultimate, but obviously PAFs are insanely expensive. It's crazy, but they do sound amazing, man. I tell you, they sound incredible. Let's see. We have Grayson in the house. Hey, man, what's going on? Good to see you here. It says here, do you play with attenuators on those Marshalls, or do your neighbors hate you? Good question, man. I don't like attenuation at all. It really changes the guitar sound a lot, and especially with these Marshalls. Like, I used to have a UA aux box, which is one of those attenuation and direct boxes that like models a cabinet and microphones and stuff. And the direct sound is really good on that UA aux, but the attenuation is not good at all. I mean, it really affects the guitar tone. So I just turn them up, man, honestly. And I normally play on 5 or 6, and I've got some very cool neighbors, fortunately, which is cool. I've never had the cops called on me for playing too loud, and I mean, I play really loud up here in my studio. I'll have these amps on 6, and it just sounds killer. But there's just nothing better, man. When you get that power amp section working, man, it just sounds amazing. And yeah, I just run it into a Bogner 212 cabinet, and man, I just send it. It just sounds killer. So that with a Les Paul or a Strat or something with P90s, I mean, it's just an incredible guitar tone. And the thing is with these Plexi Panel Marshalls is they are very different from the early 70s Marshalls. The metal-faced Marshalls are just so loud. They are just punishing, man. I mean, just punishing. But the Plexi Panel is not as aggressive. It is different. It is loud, of course, but it's not like the early 70s metal-faced Marshalls where they are just like rip your head off loud, man. I mean, those early 70s, they're like unusable because they're just so loud, but you can really work the volume control on these Plexi Panel amps, you really can. So it's they're just amazing, man. They are the best Marshalls ever. So fortunate to have that stuff, but good question. And let's see, Godson says here, what is the guitar that you most regret selling, and what would be your dream guitar? Oh man, that's a good question. I'm trying to think, man, off the top of my head. I mean, I know a guitar amp that I regret selling. I sold Tom a 64 Princeton Reverb. That was definitely a mistake. But I got some good money off of it, which was good. But definitely regret selling that amp. But instrument-wise, I'm trying to think, man. I mean, I sold a really good R9 to a producer friend of mine that I've worked with in the past, and he actually still has it over at his studio right now. But yeah, I definitely regret selling that guitar, so I'll say that. But anything vintage, I really hang on to the stuff. I don't really sell a lot of stuff. Anything that I've sold, even with vintage guitars, man, I mean, it's all gone to a really great instrument. I had to let go of a bunch of stuff for that 61 335, but that guitar is just to die for, man. So it was totally worth it. So I was super happy with that. But yeah, my dream guitar, dream guitar, I mean, it's got to be a Burst, I love a Les Paul. But man, they're just so insanely expensive. So never say never. I mean, I hope one day I would love to have one. It would be amazing. But man, I mean, some of them are 500, 300, 350, 400,000. I mean, it's a lot, man. It is a lot for an instrument, man. I mean, I can see 100,000. I could make sense of that. But man, I mean, 350, 400,000 for an instrument, man, that's just kind of crazy. It really is kind of nuts, but man, they are amazing. And I guess another dream guitar would be a Carina Flying V. I would love that, or even like an Explorer. That would be really cool too. I love those Carina, man. Those are just so awesome. I've been fortunate enough to play one, and man, I love that guitar. It's just so cool, man. That Carina just looks badass. But yeah, that'd be my answer to that. Let's see. We got Jeremy in the house. Hey, Jeremy, how's it going? Thanks so much for being here. Says here, hey, dude, great channel. Thanks so much. What's your favorite pedal, and what's the most overrated pedal? And how much gear have you bought from Bukovac over the years? Man, good questions. Man, favorite pedal. Ah, that's hard to say, man. Just to narrow it down to just one pedal. I love the Line 6 stuff. I think they make absolutely incredible stuff. The M9 is just phenomenal. I absolutely love that. I love the HX series as well. I use the HX1. I think, that pedal, man, is just a game changer. I mean, you can really reprogram it to do whatever you want. So, I mean, any kind of effect you want, like a long reverb or a reverse delay, some kind of rotary or whatever. It's just an amazing pedal, man. The Line 6 stuff is just incredible. So I'd probably say that, but I guess if you wanted more of just like a single pedal, I would probably say the Boss GE7. The EQ is just, it's so versatile. You can do literally everything with it. So I'd probably say that. But the most important pedal on any pedal board is the tuner. So, it don't matter what kind of gear you're plugged up with, man. If you're out of tune, it's going to sound like shit. So, I guess that could also be an answer for favorite pedal. But most overrated pedal, man, I would probably say the Klon, for that. I like the Klon boosting the front end of like a Marshall, but that pedal into a Fender amp is I just don't like the sound of it, man. Really at all. And I just think it really is so overrated. But it's become a collectible, and that's why they're worth so much money now. But how much gear have you bought from Bukovac over the years? Man, I've bought quite a bit of stuff from him, man. Yeah, I mean, all kinds of stuff. I'm actually talking with him right now about an instrument, so we'll see what happens with that. But I'll keep you all posted with that. But it's a really cool guitar, man. And, it's just crazy here in Nashville, man. Like, there is so much gear here, and I'm friends with all these guys. I know all these people. So I get offered stuff, all the time. Like, and it just gets so expensive, man. It's just crazy. I mean, but it's just so hard to resist it because it's like, you're so inspired with the instrument. And, especially when something comes from Bukovac or, myself or from a really great player, it really adds value to the instrument, right? Because it's set up by a real professional, it's really, really dialed in. And it's just another level, man. Like when you buy something from a dealer, a lot of the time the stuff needs a lot of work still. You got to tweak it, you got to intonate it, you got to get it exactly how you want it. And I think it really just makes a massive difference when it's actually coming from a real player. Just in my opinion, once again, it's not to discredit any dealers. I mean, there's some really great dealers out there for sure. But, I think it really adds a lot of value when it's actually coming from a real legit player, And those are always the instruments that I prefer, And, a lot of my clients, a lot of the people that I teach, they, want to play my instruments. A lot of the fans here on YouTube, they love to, buy my instruments, So it's really cool. And I totally understand why, because I'm like that too. But it really just adds value to the instrument, in my opinion. So I've sold all kinds of stuff through here on YouTube. So really cool. And again, really appreciate all the fans out there and everybody that supports me. Really, really means the world to me. But anyways, let's see. Godson says here, I bet that you will own a Burst in 20 years. Hey, man, never say never. That is a dream guitar, and I will make that happen someday. That will happen. I'm going to speak it into the universe. That is going to happen. Let's see. Lil Apple Pays in the house. What's going on? Thanks so much for being here. Says here, I heard a jazz player named, I don't know who that is, and dug the playing. Tips for getting into jazz. I don't know, man. I don't know who that is, but getting into jazz, man, like, It's tricky, for sure. It's a very hard genre to play. Um, you really got to play to the chord tones. You got to know what makes up all these chords, and there's a lot of modulations happening. And there's a very particular way to play it. The phrasing, the tone. It's very very intense. So I really respect jazz. I'm definitely not a jazzer. I'm definitely a rocker for sure. But I do take elements of jazz and incorporate it into my own playing, and apply it to other genres of music. So it's really, really cool for sure. I love jazz. Let's see here. Jeremy says here, agreed, Klon or Tube Screamer for me only works with a dirty amp. I hate hearing the clear cone through with the drive on a Fender amp. I think is what you meant to say there. Klon or Tube Screamer only works with a dirty amp. Yeah, for sure. I totally agree with that. Um, but yeah, like really like an overdrive like that, I mean, hitting the front end of a Fender amp, it's just not a good tone at all. I only really like it just like you, boosting like the front end of like a Marshall or something like that. So, um, but anyways, let's see here. CZ is in the house. What's going on, CZ? Thanks so much for being here. Really appreciate it. Let's see. Godson says here, what is your favorite speaker with Fender amps? Man, there's a lot of good choices. Lately, I've just been using the reissue stock Jensen that's in my reissue deluxe reverb, and man, it just works. I mean, it sounds good. I really liked the what was that I had in that? It was like the Alessandro speaker. I can't remember the model. It's like GA or something, GA5 or I don't even remember what the hell it was, but I had it in a 66 Deluxe Reverb that sounded really, really good, man. It was really good. That was just a great amp, man. I definitely regret selling that too, actually. I should have kept that. But, oh well. That was a really great amp. But yeah, that Alessandro is really cool. But man, really lately, I've just been using the reissue stock Jensen speaker. It's really been kicking ass on these gigs that I've been on. So it's been phenomenal. You just can't go wrong, man, with the deluxe reverb, man. It's just so good. Such a good amp. But let's see here. CZ says here, listen to some Demola. Yeah, for sure. Definitely. Yeah, that's definitely one thing. Like I really appreciate jazz, but I've just never really personally connected with the music, to be honest. Just because, for me, I like to rock, man. I like rock music. I like to take a Les Paul and crank up a Marshall and, hit a big A chord or something. I just like the way that sounds, and it's just what I'm used to. My ear is always, no matter what amp I'm plugged up into, by the way, even if it's a deluxe reverb, if it's a Vox, whatever, I always feel like I'm trying to get it to sound like a Marshall every single time. And that's just home base for me, man. That's just what I like. And for me, I'm always going to be a rocker. I'm not really into jazz. Again, there's, some concepts that I apply from jazz into my own playing within popular music. But I'm just not a jazzer, man. I just don't really like it. So, but let's see here. Godson says here, yep, this is where I was. Alessandro GASC64. Yeah, that's it. That's it. That's my favorite. Thanks for your expertise, Justin. Thanks so much, man. Appreciate it for sure. Yep. So that's the model there, folks. So if you want to pop that in your deluxe reverb, that's a great sounding speaker for sure. And make sure that you get the 12-inch. I mean, of course, if you're putting it into if you're putting it into a deluxe reverb, it's already going to have a 12-inch speaker in there. So, just make sure you get the 12, because the 10, if you have a Princeton reverb, I don't like the 10-inch of that speaker. It has to be the 12-inch. The 10-inch one does not sound the same. It's very different. So let's see here. CZ says here, all this regret and happiness for guitars and amps that come and go from the same wellspring. Yeah, there's just sometimes like you got to move stuff on, could be just a particular time or whatever. And, for me, like as a creative person, and I think a lot of people out there could relate to this, like you just get these hairball ideas sometimes. You know what I mean? It just randomly is like, you know what? I'm selling off all this. I'm selling this. I'm selling that. I'm just going to get rid of this. And, at the time you think like, oh man, it's a really good decision. But then like, a week or two goes by and it's like, oh, what the hell was I thinking? Like, what the hell did I do? And like, my mind is like that, like I just, get these hairball ideas sometimes, and it's just, I don't know. It's just how I think. And, even with music in general, I get random melodies in my head or, that's how I'm able to improvise and write a lot of this stuff, right? Because I'm hearing this stuff in my head. So I'm able to just get it out on the fretboard, and I don't know. That's just how my mind is. I just get these random thoughts or, random melodies or whatever. And that's just how it is for me. So, but yeah. It's sometimes just the time, you just got to let go of something. But let's see. Jeremy says here, my favorite line is jazz musicians play 40,000 chords for four people. Yeah, and rock musicians play four chords for 40,000 people. Yeah, exactly, man. I love that one too, man. It's so true. It's so true, man. So true. Always a good line there. But let's see here. We've got 1002 Northeast in the house. What's going on, man? Good to see you. Says here, hi, I just got here, but from the comments, it looks like I missed good conversations. Can I get a recap? Yeah, man. We've been talking about all kinds of stuff. Speakers and deluxe reverbs. We were talking about the Alessandro GASC 64 is that one there. That Godson was saying there. I couldn't remember the exact model name for that, but let's see. We talked about the most overrated pedal, and I think that's a Klon, in my opinion. I think it is really overrated. But yeah, man, we've just been talking about all kinds of stuff. So thanks so much for being here. Really appreciate it. But yeah, folks, once again, if you guys have any questions for me, feel free to leave it there in the chat box. I'd be happy to answer. Looks like we've already been going here for about 47 minutes already. Jesus. Just flies by, man. So, already been going for about 47 minutes. So, again, if you guys have any questions for me, feel free to leave it there in the chat box. And, if you guys feel like you get something out of these live streams, and you guys would like to support the channel, be sure to check out all of the links that I have down below in the description box. If you guys want to throw a little love in the Venmo tip jar or the PayPal tip jar, or even a super chat here in today's live stream, any and all support is really, really appreciated. I do also offer one-on-one online lessons, and you're actually seeing and hearing the exact setup that I use for these lessons. It's all shot on a 4K definition camera with Pro Video and Pro Audio. And what's so cool with these lessons is that you'll actually get a recorded copy at the very end. So you could just simply download the video and rewatch it as many times as you want. So for more info on this, hit me up today at jkm4231@gmail.com. It's also linked down below in the description box. Thanks so much for listening. Let's see. We have Eric in the house. What's going on, Eric? Thanks so much for being here. Appreciate it. It says here, Justin, have you considered putting together a Patreon page? It might be a great way for some of us to learn from you who may not be able to afford private lessons. Just an idea. Yeah, man. That's definitely a thought for sure. It's just, it's kind of hard because, like, I just don't want to, get in the middle of, offering up like a cheaper option, a more affordable option. Like I understand everybody's budget is different and stuff, and I totally get that. But I do have a lot of students that hire me to teach them, and I just don't think that it would be fair to them if they're paying X amount for these lessons, where it's like, I also offer a Patreon for much, much less, right? So that's kind of the big thing. I have thought about maybe doing something like that, like a members only page where maybe I could just, kind of update fans on what I'm doing, or maybe do a quick lick video or something like this. It's a great idea, and I'm totally not trying to shut that down. It's a wonderful idea, and thanks so much for the suggestion. But it's just one of those things. Like, I just don't want to interfere with my lessons, and there's not really a point to be taking these lessons if I'm offering something cheaper or even giving it away here for free on YouTube. It just makes no sense, right, to actually spend that when it's just all for free, And a lot of my competition, they do all of this stuff 100% for free, and that's their deal, But for me, I'm running a business here, So that's the whole thing with this. But really great idea. I really appreciate it. Let's see. CZ says here, it seems like a commonality, the Gideon and the given Justin. And yes, your improbability is really kicking lately. Keep going. Thanks so much. I really appreciate that. That's so nice. Let's see. Soldano says here, I have the Alessandro Eminence speaker in my deluxe reverb, and it sounds great. My current gain stages on the pedal board is an RC boost into a Nobles, into a Sir Riot, into a GE7 EQ. Yeah, that's great, man. That's a great setup. That's cool. Yeah, it's cool. I mean, the RC, you boost the ODR, and then you have a different gain stage with higher gain, different EQ, and then you have a GE7. I mean, that's a great setup, man. I mean, that's something I would totally use for sure. And that's literally how I approach the drive pedals. Is like, I'll just have two different gain stages. I have one that's a lighter gain, with a different EQ, and then I have something that's really high gain, and has a totally different EQ, totally different tone. And then on top of that, you have the GE7 for even more EQ. So it's pretty amazing for sure. I mean, that's definitely the way to do that for sure with those pedals. That's killer, man. Let's see. Eric says here, totally makes sense, and I appreciate the reply. Yeah, of course. Thanks so much for the question, man. I appreciate it. But yeah, I guess this does bring up something. I mean, if I were to offer a Patreon page, I mean, what would you guys like to see on there? Just some thoughts just off the top of my head. Like, maybe I could do a quick video of like a quick lick or something, or maybe like an exercise or something like this. I guess that could be kind of cool. I don't know, I'd be curious what everybody thinks out there. As far as, what you guys would like to see on there, And the other thing is too, is like with my one-on-ones, I have to charge an amount that actually makes sense for me, right? To actually make money on it, because, I have a lot of equipment that I have, a lot of money invested in, from the camera to the audio setup to the microphones, to all the cabling, the computers, like literally all of this stuff that I have here. This is very, very expensive stuff, and that's really the whole thing, is like it's the equipment cost and obviously my time. So that's why I have to charge a certain amount for it to actually make sense for me to actually do this, But, I definitely would be curious, would you guys like a Patreon page? Maybe that's something that, I should look into and set up. So, let's see. Soldano says here, the GE7 is ridiculous. I never had an EQ pedal before this, and wow, I was missing out. Yeah, definitely, man. I mean, it's literally really all you need, man. I mean, it's the most versatile pedal ever. Like, you could use it as an overdrive. You could use it to re-EQ your entire guitar tone. I mean, it's just so flexible, and it's just essential as a guitar player to have a GE7. I mean, you have to have one. It's just the ultimate pedal. But let's see. Eric says here, I was just thinking short pieces that drive home a concept. And maybe you could get a volume of monthly subscribers that grows your revenue and frees up some hours. Yeah, that's a great point, man. That's a great idea. Definitely. Yeah, I mean, that's definitely something that I could look into for sure. Maybe I'll try to set that up and promote it for sure. That could be cool. It's another offering for people to join up, and I'll definitely think about it for sure. I mean, that's great feedback for sure. And again, let me know if you guys would like a Patreon page. Um, I'd be happy to do that. Maybe even what I could do too is like, even do like little clips, like I was saying earlier, like, quick licks, or I wonder on Patreon if there's like a live stream thing. That would be pretty cool too. I know that YouTube offers a thing with the membership. It's very similar to Patreon, and that the people can become members on there. But what's cool with the YouTube thing is that you could actually do live streams, at least to the best of my knowledge. I mean, I could be wrong about this. I've never actually done it, but you can post like videos for members only. You could do live streams. I don't know if you can do that on Patreon. I'm not familiar with it really. I used to have one at the very beginning of the channel, but I just kind of decided to take it down because I just wasn't really using it a lot, and but maybe I should sign up for it again and do it. I don't know. I probably will, but we'll see. Let's see. 1000 says here, crowdsource your next album. Yeah, that definitely would be cool for sure. Because man, it is so expensive to get in the studio and record. Man, it's insane. I mean, if you're trying to make a full length record, I mean, you're gonna be spending tens of thousands on it for sure. Just between hiring all of the musicians, the studio time. I mean, just everything involved with it, man. It's gonna be tens of thousands. So um, that definitely would be amazing for sure, and is definitely a great idea because I definitely need the help. That's for sure. Let's see. CZ says here, this is your profession, honey, and you kindly and generously share of yourself. No apologies. You keep moving forward. Thanks so much. Yeah, I really appreciate that. That's so nice. Yeah, it's this is what I do. I don't have any other kind of full-time job. All I do for a living is play music. That's it. So this is how I make my living. There's a lot of guys that are on here that claim they're a professional guitar player, but they actually work in IT, or something like this. So they're not really, a professional guitar player, but like for me, this is all I do, man. This is all I do for a living. So, it's not easy, but, I love doing it, and I love playing music, and, I'm just that passionate about it, man. I just love it. So, it's definitely worth it to me, but, it's not easy. That's for damn sure. But let's see. Michael is in the house. Hey, Michael, how's it going? Thanks so much for being here. Says here, hey, Justin, I'm thinking about putting a set of vintage P90s in a historic reissue Les Paul special. Is that like putting lipstick on a pig? Yeah, kind of, basically. It's a combination with these vintage instruments, like it's a combination of the old wood, the old pickups, the old pots, just everything about these vintage instruments, it's really a combination of just all of this stuff, The thing is with the reissue instruments is like you're going to have new wood, right? So it's just not going to really sound the same. I mean, yeah, of course, the old pickups are definitely a part of that whole equation with the vintage instruments and a very big part of the equation, right? But, it's a combination of everything, man, as to what makes these guitars so special. And, there's a lot of things, man, with the reissue instruments that are just not the same, like even on my R9, and it doesn't matter what reissue Gibson you play. I mean, you'll find this all the time. Like if you bend the 15th fret on the high E string up a whole step, right? So from G to A, and you just hit that note, you'll hear it just choke out, man, and just die out. Like the sustain is just not there at all with the reissue instruments. I mean, when you compare a vintage instrument with the reissue and you do that same bend, you will hear that note just ring for days, man, on the vintage guitar. Whereas the reissue, man, it just dies out, man. It just chokes out, and it's just not the same at all, But once again, with the vintage instruments, it's really the combination of just all of that stuff. The old wood, the old pickups, and the old pots. I mean, just all that. So, you know, I would probably stay away from that. I mean, I guess if you got those vintage P90s for like a really good deal, like a good price or something, um, you know, maybe do it. If you can't quite afford like the real deal one. But just for me, like I'd always just wait it out, man. Instead of doing that, man, just save up the money and just get the real deal. That's always been my approach. I'd rather just wait it out until I could really afford what I really want rather than trying to mess with all that stuff, modifying a reissue instrument and, paying for the pickups and, soldering and desoldering and doing all that. I mean, just, screw all that, man. Just wait it out and get the real deal. Let's see. We've got Vito in the house. Hey, Vito. How's it going? Thanks so much for being here. Says here, Bogner Blue Ecstasy Club member here. That's awesome, man. Yeah, that's a great pedal. Yeah, that's an excellent pedal, man. I love the Bogner stuff, man. He just makes amazing stuff. And his pedals are just incredible, man. Like, I used that for a long time, the Ecstasy Blue, for many years. And then I changed it up, and now I've been using the LaGrange now by Bogner. And man, it just kicks ass. It sounds so good, man. Plug that up into a deluxe reverb, and I mean, man, it just turns it into a Marshall. I mean, it's incredible. So, really, really killer stuff. And CZ says here, awesome suggestion, Eric. Okay, great. So we have some positive feedback here for the Patreon page. So I'll definitely get that set up. So be on the lookout for that, folks. What do you think would be fair to price it at? What would be fair for everybody out there? I'd be curious with that as well, just to get some feedback. But I'll definitely get that set up. So be on the lookout for a post, and I'll promote it on the page here. So just stay tuned to the channel, and I'll definitely be promoting that for sure. Let's see. 1000 says here, ask and ye shall receive. That's right. Very true. And CZ says here, we are grateful for you. Justin, thank you for your time. Thanks so much, CZ. Really appreciate you, and really grateful for supporters like yourself. I'm so appreciative. I mean, the people here are so nice, and this community has just really welcomed me and has been so nice to me. I just really appreciate it so much. It's really wonderful. It's really amazing what YouTube has done for my life and my career. It's completely changed my life doing this. I mean, it really has, and it's all because of you guys. It's all because of you guys. So, again, I'm forever grateful to everybody out there that supports me. So, let's see here. Michael says here, most Patreons have levels of membership with increased benefits / access the more you pay. Yeah, for sure. I could try to think about something like that. That could be cool. But I'm honestly almost just kind of thinking, I mean, just off the top of my head, maybe I'll just do like one flat rate. Just if you want to join up and you want to have more access to what I'm doing, and even like little lesson videos or little like lick ideas or something like this, or even if I'm out on the road or something, maybe I don't know again if they allow you to do live streams on there, but maybe that could be really cool too, where it's just like a members only live stream. So all ideas for sure. I just got to look into it. But once again, if you guys would like me to do a Patreon, I'd be happy to set it up. I'm really leaning toward doing it now. It seems like I've gotten some good feedback here from folks that would like to have a Patreon. So I'll definitely get that set up, and just be on the lookout for a post. But I would be curious as to what everybody would like to pay for it. What is fair for everybody out there. Definitely let me know. And once again, folks, if you guys would like to support the channel here and you feel like you got something out of today's live stream, be sure to check out all of the links that I have down below in the description box. If you guys want to throw a little love in the Venmo tip jar or the PayPal tip jar, or even a super chat here in today's live stream, any and all support is really appreciated. And I do want to take the time to mention, folks, that I offer one-on-one online lessons. I'm teaching people from all over the world, and you're actually seeing and hearing the exact setup that I use for these online lessons. It's all very professional. It's all studio quality, recordings here. And it's just really an amazing platform. It is just incredible. I mean, it's literally as if we were sitting right next to each other doing this lesson in real time. And what's actually so cool with this is that you'll actually get a recorded copy of the lesson itself at the very end. So you could just simply download the video and rewatch it as many times as you want. So for more information on this, hit me up today at jkm4231@gmail.com. That email is linked down below in the description box. Thanks so much for listening. Let's see. 1000 says here, are we talking a monthly Patreon subscription? Yes. Yeah. We're talking about a monthly subscription on there. That is a really good idea. I probably should do that, for sure. I think it would be cool for people to, be able to connect with me more and be able to get more like behind the scenes of maybe like little videos of me writing or, playing on stage or something like this. So I'll definitely get that set up, but just let me know what y'all would like to pay for it. I'd be curious. But yeah, man, it looks like we've been going here for about an hour and 6 minutes already. And man, this has been one hell of a live stream. I mean, this is just incredible engagement. Thank you guys so much for all these amazing questions. It's just really been incredible. Stay tuned for a bunch more videos I've got coming out. Be on the lookout for the new Patreon page. I'm definitely going to get that set up. I've just officially decided. So be on the lookout for that. And, if you guys have any other questions for me, feel free to leave it there in the chat box. I'd be happy to answer. I have a very busy week here in Nashville. I'm playing a bunch, I'm teaching a bunch, and I'm going to be playing out in Detroit, Michigan this weekend. I've had this previous weekend off. I did play on Friday here in town, but I've had the weekend off, which has been a rare weekend off. I mean, I'm normally out just about every weekend. I am out on the road, and this month of April is going to be really, really busy for me. I'm playing all over, and it's just going to be crazy as all hell. So let's see here. We've got a super chat here from CZ. Thanks so much, CZ. Appreciate it. Sound effects for you. Thank you. Really, really appreciate that, CZ. You've been a very loyal supporter here of me and this channel. I just really appreciate that so much, and I could not do this without supporters like yourself. So, again, thank you so much. Let's see. Eric says here, sometimes I think your intros to your videos would make great little Patreon mini lessons. Maybe break down what you played for your members and boom, there's some content. Man, that's a really good idea, man. Yeah, I didn't really think about that. Man, that's killer, man. I love that. That's great. That's excellent feedback, man. I love that. All right, cool. Yeah, man. I'll definitely do that. I love that. That's excellent, man. Yeah, I think that would be really cool for the viewers, man, to really understand like what the hell is happening, It's just one of those things, like, once again, I just wouldn't want to interfere with my one-on-ones, But I know a lot of people do like the one-on-one connection, and I think it's a really great way to learn too, because I can instantly correct whatever it is you're doing. We're doing this in real time. So that's the thing with the one-on-ones. I think with a lot of people, they love this, because again, with this platform, I mean, you get the recorded copy. I can see exactly what you're doing. I mean, it's really cool, and it's just amazing. My students have improved so much as a guitar player and musician. I mean, it is incredible. I mean, these guys that I'm teaching now, they are just playing their ass off. I mean, I've had students of mine for the past year since I first started doing this, and they're still taking lessons, either every week or 2 times a month. And it's just been absolutely amazing to see their growth. I mean, it's just incredible. So, yeah, my students are playing their ass off now. I mean, it's just incredible. So, and again, it's really, really an amazing platform and an amazing system. It's not half-assed. It's not on an iPhone, with crappy audio. I mean, it's studio quality stuff, and that's what I really set out to do. If I'm going to be offering this service, these one-on-one lessons, I really want it to be very, very high quality. I just don't feel good about it if it's not going to be really high quality. So that's what I really set out. I spent a lot of money on the gear and everything to do all this stuff, but it's worth it. It's really been worth it, because my students have been so happy with it. It's just incredible. But yeah, I definitely love that. That's great feedback with the Patreon. So I'll try to get that dialed up and set up, and just be on the lookout for that. So, but yeah, I'm trying to think of what else. I've just been really busy. I've been learning a lot of tunes, and man, it's just been incredible how much I've been working. It's just been amazing. So, been super busy. Let's see. Soldano says here, being able to rewatch the lesson is so good. Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's just incredible. Like, I literally think it is better than actually doing a real in-person lesson because, again, you have the video, the audio, it's all, professional. It looks amazing. It's literally better than doing this in real life, like, in person. I mean, obviously it's in real life, like we're obviously, doing this in real time, but I'm saying more like in person, because again, you actually get the recorded copy of it, so you could just download it and rewatch it as many times as you want. I mean, it's just amazing. And I really try to give out a lot of information within the lesson. So for a lot of people, it can be overwhelming because it's a lot of information and they're taking this in real time. But again, you can take notes. You can just rewatch it as many times as you want. Re-go over it. And study up on it. I mean, it's really amazing, this technology. It is absolutely incredible. So, and I really stand behind it. It's an amazing product. It's really, really good, really well done. And, a lot of my competition, they just do it on an iPhone, or, it's kind of half-assed. I mean, this is really dialed in, and it's really, really set up well. So, I really stand behind that, So, again, if you would like more information on it, hit me up at jkm4231@gmail.com. That email is also linked down below in the description box. So, and also while you're down there, check out all the other links. There's many ways you can support this channel. If you guys want to throw a little love in the tip jars, you can do that. If you're looking to buy some kind of gear on Sweetwater Music, whether it's a deluxe reverb or a Royer 121 mic or a Shure SM57 or whatever, you could just simply click the link down below, and I just get a small little commission off the sale, and it doesn't cost you guys anything extra. So, it's a really cool way to support the channel if you're already looking to buy some kind of gear. Let's see. Here we go. I was right here in the chat. CZ says here, what's the last song you learned? Well, it would probably be the one that I just posted today of me singing. I was working up that tune today, and I've been really working on my singing. I've done some background vocals, like doing harmony and doing just background vocals in general with bands and stuff, but I've never been a lead vocalist, so I'm really trying to improve on that. And I really would like to try to do this. I'd like to try to sing and literally play everything. Like go into a studio, write the song, play all the guitars, play bass, play drums even, and actually sing on it as well. I think it would be really cool to put out a song like that. So I've really been working on my singing, and be sure to check out the video and drop a comment. I would love to hear some feedback on my singing. I feel a lot better about it. I feel like I've really improved a lot in my singing. I'm starting to get a lot more confident in it, but still just working on it. So I would love to get some feedback though. Let me know what you all think of my singing. Let's see here. So Donald says, hindsight is 2020, as they say, and it gave me a chance to take notes and come up with questions. Yes, exactly. Yep, that's awesome, man. Let's see. CZ says here, why don't you film yourself giving a lesson and maybe do a snippet here on the channel so we can see how they look and how they work, almost like a commercial for you. Yeah, that's great. That's a great idea too, and that's definitely something. If my students were comfortable with being in a video on my YouTube channel, that would be really cool. Um, I just got to find a way to like put it all together, because that is the thing. It's always like when they take the first lesson, they're immediately hooked on it. They're like, wow, this worked incredibly well, and it goes over so well, and they learn a lot. But it's just getting them into that first lesson. That's always the big thing, because it's like, well, how is it going to go? People are kind of unsure of how it's all going to work with the technology, or just in general how the lesson is going to go. But as soon as they see for themselves how well that it works and how good it is, they're immediately hooked on it. And like I've been saying, I've had students of mine for a year now at this point, where they're taking lessons every week or 2 times a month. So it's pretty amazing. So, but yeah, it's always just getting them in. That's the big thing, But once my students take the first lesson, they're immediately hooked on it. So, but definitely a great idea for sure, for sure. Oh man, need some water. But yeah, folks, if you guys have any questions for me, feel free to leave it there in the chat box. I'd be happy to answer. Looks like we've been going for about an hour and 17 minutes now. So I'll probably go for another 15 minutes or something like this and probably call it. But yeah, I've just got a really busy week coming up here in Nashville. I'm playing a ton. And this entire month of April, man, I am just booked solid. So it is going to be crazy as all hell. But definitely looking forward to it. Looking forward to playing. And, I'm playing down some really cool music. Again, I've been writing a lot as well and working on my damn singing. So be sure to check out my latest video. I just had some fun. I just was messing around this morning and I was working on that tune. And, I just said, screw it. I'm just going to record a freaking video of this, and post it up. And, I was pretty happy with how that came out, I just feel a lot better with my singing, It's taken some time. I've done some background stuff in the past, but I've never been a lead vocalist ever. So I'm trying to work on that. I think it would be cool for sure. And, again, who knows? Maybe do some solo gigs just under my name. Just Justin Meyers, and go and play Third and Lindsley or take it out on the road, But I really want to release original music. That is definitely the goal for this year. I would like to try to do that and potentially even get a full-on record, a full-length record out by the end of the year. So that would be really cool. But we'll see how that goes. But yeah, folks, if you guys have any other questions for me before I sign off here, feel free to leave it there in the chat box. And I'd be happy to answer. Once again, if you guys feel like you got something out of today's live stream and you guys would like to support the channel, check out all of the links that I have down below in the description box. There's many ways you can support the channel. I really do appreciate any and all support. I mean, these live streams are truly a donation of time. I don't make any money on this stuff at all. So, if you guys would like to support the channel, again, check out all that stuff down below in the description box. There's many ways you can support the channel. And be on the lookout for a Patreon page. I'm going to sign up for that. I got some really great feedback from Eric here on today's live stream. And it seems like a lot of people are liking that whole idea. And I definitely like that idea, even breaking down like the intros that I do, on my YouTube videos and talk about what exactly I played and stuff. That's a great idea, and kind of more like behind the scenes content is really what I'm thinking on there. So be sure to check that out as well and stay tuned for that. I'm going to literally make it once I sign off here. But let's see. Where was I in the chat? It was here. Yeah. Let's see. CZ says here, yeah, have somebody else film it, you doing it, and them receiving it, and we can see your equipment and the room and the process. Yeah, that's a great idea. Yeah, it's tricky because I'm a one man show here. I live by myself here, and I just don't have anybody to help me out with any of this stuff. So all of these videos that I put out, I make 100% myself. I obviously perform everything. I'm recording everything from video to audio. So it can be a lot, and it's definitely kind of a challenge. Like I would love to have somebody to help me with doing the videos, and even something I thought about too is like it'd be cool to bring somebody out on the road and they could get all of the behind the scenes footage, and they could run the camera and do all that stuff. Because it's like for me when I'm working, like I'm in that mindset of like I'm working, I'm playing down these tunes, I got to perform. I have to be in that headspace. A lot of the time I'm not like thinking about video content for YouTube, like it's definitely different. So it just would be so helpful to actually bring somebody out and just have them film everything. And then they could edit it, put it all together, and then post it up here on YouTube. But, I just don't have anybody. So I'm just flying solo here. So, and literally just completely improvising everything, But I think what's made my channel really successful is that I'm very authentic. People can really feel that, and this is what I do. I'm a professional guitar player. This is all I do for work. This is all I do for a living. And, people can really feel how authentic I am. And people really appreciate the music and the art and everything that I release here. So, it's just really, really wonderful. And I think it is standout from all of the other content that is up there. As far as making videos go, I mean, it's something very new for me. Recording guitars and audio and all this stuff, I'm very experienced with that. But making videos is something very new to me still. So I've gotten a lot better at it, but it's just taken time to get it all dialed up and dialed in, So, but again, I really appreciate all the supporters. It's this is just an amazing community, and I've made so many friends here. It's just incredible. So, and I could not do any of this stuff without you guys. So I work for you guys. It's all because of you as to why I'm able to do this and why I'm able to continue on doing this as a musician. So, again, forever thankful and grateful to everybody out there that supports me. Let's see. CZ says here, I was so chatty on the comments, I made you thirsty. Oh, no. Totally fine. All good. It's just after talking for like an hour and a half on these live streams, man, it's a lot of talking. So I got to, drink up on the water. Let's see. OAEOEAO is in the house. Got that right. Hell yeah. Come on. He says here, how's the gear sale going? Man, it's been good. I have somebody interested in the Les Paul Special and the Bass Spec Marshall. But I decided to take all of my Marshalls back from Carter Vintage because they tried to scam me out of about $600 for this matchless that's sold, and they made it right and everything was fine. There's no bad blood or anything, but I just was like, I just don't want to do this, and I don't want to have to like go down this road, with every piece that is selling. So, I just really didn't want to sell anything through there. So I just took the stuff back and I was just like, I'll just sell it myself. So, but yeah, everything's going good, I've got my Marshalls here. That's the 50-watt lead spec, the super lead Marshall, and then the bass spec is over there. It's off the camera, but that's looking like that's going to be sold. So that's a really killer amp. I mean, they're all like just killer, man. It's just really amazing. So, um, but yeah, all is good, man, for sure. Let's see. Richard's in the house. Hey, Richard, how's it going? Thanks so much for being here. Says here, you are doing a great job, Justin. Thanks so much, man. Really appreciate that. That really means a lot to me. Thank you. Let's see. Vito says here, you inspired me to make a four pedal board. Yeah. Too many guys make videos that overcomplicate things. Yeah, definitely, man. That's so true, man. You don't need a spaceship pedal board, with like 30 pedals on it. I mean, I see some of these guys' pedal boards and I'm like, Jesus Christ, like that would give me anxiety, man, if I was up there performing with all that stuff, man. Like that's crazy, man. Like you don't need all that stuff, and the thing is so many people spend so much time and so much effort, messing around with the gear and buying all this stuff, and it's like, why mess with any of that, when you should really be focused in on your guitar playing? That's the thing, man. It's just so crazy. Like, you know, what I charge for my lessons, I feel is very fair in comparison to my competition out there. And I feel that they are better quality as well for half the price. Um, it's just simply better. I can explain things a lot better. I feel that my lessons are just literally incredible. It's an amazing product. And what I just think is so funny is people will go out and spend, $3,000 on a pedal board or something when it's like they can't really play that well. So they spend all this money and all this time setting up pedal boards and all this stuff. And it's like, why spend $3,000 on a pedal board when you could spend a fraction of that price and get way better on the instrument, which is really what matters. It's the source, man. You got to have a good source, man. And if you can't play well, it doesn't matter what kind of gear you have. It's always going to sound like garbage. So I just don't understand that, why people do that. It's like so crazy to me, like when I was learning to play, I was not worried about the gear. I just loved Gibson guitars and I wanted me a damn Les Paul. That's what I wanted, because my Strat copy that I had, my very first guitar I had, was the Strat copy that was literally unplayable. It was terrible. And so when I finally got my Les Paul Studio, it really inspired me to play a lot more, but I was focused in on practicing, man, and really getting good at the instrument. Really dialing in my ear and really playing a lot with other musicians and stuff. I was not worried about pedal boards and stuff like this. I just wanted to play, man. And, I spent a lot of time, really, really honing my craft and really dialing in things, really dialing in my ear, my vibrato, my playing. And, it took me a lot of time, but you have to put in the time and get better at the instrument. It's just crucial. But it's just like crazy to me that people will spend that much on gear. And I get it, it's fun and stuff, right? Like, oh, you can swap out pedals and stuff. But man, to me, I would much rather, spend the time and the money really improving my playing. So that's the way that I've always approached it. But yeah, really when it comes to pedal boards and stuff, you don't need something crazy, man. You just need a couple pedals, a deluxe reverb, a couple instruments, and that's it. Let's see. CZ says here, I think your lessons are really a quality thing and people need to know how good they are. Yes, definitely. These videos are awesome the way you produce them, just you and the camera. Thanks so much. Really appreciate that. But yeah, I really feel, it's an amazing product. For what I charge, it's very fair. It's half the price of my competition, and it's a way better product. It's way more high quality. It's, it's just a lot better than what my competition offers. So that's just my opinion. I really stand behind it. It's all recorded, so you're able to download the video, and it's all studio quality stuff. So, I mean, it's really, really high end. But let's see. Richard says here, ouch, I overspent my talent. Yeah, man, it's such a common thing with guitar players. Like, even here on YouTube, man, honestly, I'm just going to be honest, man. I don't care. I'm just being honest here. You know, some of these guys are telling their opinions about the gear and talking all this shit on here when it's like they cannot even play. So it's just very hard for me to actually take seriously some of this stuff. I just don't understand, man. It's so crazy to me. Like, I just don't get it, But to me, I would much rather spend the time really getting good at the instrument and really sounding good before messing with any of the gear. The gear is a part of it, right? But it's a very small part of it, really. Again, it's all the source. It's all you're playing. Let's see. Ty says here, had a good time tonight. Thanks so much, Ty. Really appreciate that. And it looks like here we just hit an hour and a half. So I think I'm going to sign off here for tonight, folks. I really appreciate everybody joining me here today. It really means the world to me. Stay tuned. I am going to be live again next Sunday. I am playing in Detroit, Michigan. So I'm going to try to shoot for the same time at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. But I should be back by then, so it should be okay. But I'm going to be traveling back from Detroit, like I was saying, because I'm playing there this next weekend. So just stay tuned for that and be on the lookout for my new Patreon page. I'm going to set that up here and do a post here on my YouTube page. So be on the lookout for that and join up on there. But that is all for tonight, folks. I really appreciate you guys joining me once again. Stay tuned for all the videos I have coming up, and be sure to check out my latest video. I posted a video of me singing. So I would love to get some feedback. I'd love to hear from everybody and what you guys think of my singing. I've been really working on it and trying to get better as a lead vocalist. So let me know what you guys think, But again, that's all for tonight. I really appreciate it. And we will see you all next time. Take care.